Hi everyone! In this video I'll go over how to make gold using fishing, or how to fish for gold. Anyways, as I have talked about fishing in earlier videos, this video will contain bits of old information that you might have heard me say before. A perk about fishing is that it can be used to make gold at a very low level. Some of the more valuable fishes can be caught very early, technically as low as level 10. Fishing won't make as much gold as the most efficient farms at level 60, but I think it's alright, and it is, by a very large margin, the best way to make gold in lower levels. There are several factors determining what kind of fish you can catch and how often. They are the following: which season it is, what level the zone is, which zone it is, whether it's freshwater or saltwater, and what time it is. I'll take these things into consideration when talking about where to find the different fishes. The most valuable fishes you should keep an eye out for are the following: the oily blackmouth, the Stonescale eel, the Nightfin snapper or bluefish, the floating wreckage, the winter squid, and the Deviate fish. Some semi-valuable fishes are the floating junk and the raw greater sagefish. And some fishes that at least are worth selling on the auction house are the large raw mite fish, the raw glossy mite fish, the raw summer bass, the raw sagefish, the raw Stonescale salmon, and the lightning eel. So let's start looking into how much gold these fishes sell for and where you have the best chances of gathering as many as you can. The oily blackmouth. These can be caught very early on, in zones with a level range of 10 to 20. They can be found in schools or be randomly caught. On my realm, they go for about 20 silver apiece. They are used by alchemists for blackmouth oil, which in turn is used for free action potions. These go for about a gold apiece and requires 4 oily blackmouths and some strangle kelp. Making the potions yourself will increase the gold earned from oily blackmouths. A good spot for blackmouths is along the western coast in Silver Pine Forest. The Stonescale eel. These are found in schools in zones for levels around 40, meaning Southern Stranglethorn and Tanaris. They can only be caught in saltwater, meaning the ocean. They can't be caught in lakes or rivers. They can also be caught outside of their schools, but at a much lower drop rate. With these, you make Stonescale oil, or alchemist makes that at least, which in turn is used to make the following potions: the elixir of superior defense, the flask of petrification, which is crap or at least very situational, the flask of titans, and the greater stone shield potion. Now, the further in the process of fish to potion you can proceed, the more gold you will make. If you, for example, were to just sell the fish, you would get 6 silver. If you, however, would make the oil and then sell it, you'd make 13 silver per fish. If you would make the oil and then make the stone shield potion, you would earn 22 silver per fish. And these values are calculated by extracting the cost of other materials from the total price and then dividing the number of eels required to craft. The Nightfin snapper, or bluefish. This fish is a bit special. It's caught in fresh water from zones about level 40 and upwards. The drop rate, in my experience at least, differs between zones. The drop rate also depends on what time it is during the day. From 1200 to 1800 hours, it can't be caught at all. From 18 hours to 2400 hours, and from 0600 to 1200, it seems to be about 12.5% drop rate. However, from 0 to 600, the drop rate is 25%. This, however, does not seem to be true for all lakes. While fishing in eastern Plagelands or Feralas or such, these numbers seem very accurate. However, in this lake here in Fellwood, I had a consistent drop rate of about 50% while catching about 40 fishes in total. Sure, there is a chance that I just got lucky, as this was done during the night, meaning I should have about 25% drop rates. From 40 fishes, that should give me 10 bluefish, and not the 20 I got. Anyway, the fish is used by cooks to make Nightfin soup, giving you 8 mana per 5 for 10 minutes. On my realm, the bluefish and the bluefish soup goes for about 35 silver apiece. The floating wreckage. This can be found in zones about level 40 and above. These have a chance to drop the Rumsey Rum Black Label, a stamina consumable worth about 40 silver, some strangle kelps and the mithril bound trunk. The trunk itself will mainly contain the following: bolts of mage weave, thick leather, bolts of rune cloth and rug leather. They can also contain superior healing potions and greater mana potions. And there is some gear and a 14 slot bag with drop rates between 0.1 to 2%. A normal trunk contains maybe 75 silver of value, but it could be the double and it couldn't even be close in some cases. A good place to find these are either Southern Stranglethorn Vale or Tanaris, the winter squid. This is a seasonal fish which only can be caught in salt water. This can be caught during the autumn, the winter and spring, with a peak drop rate during the winter. It's found in zones of level 50 and above. A good example is Ashara. Anyway, these cannot be found in schools, but they're fished up randomly. The fish is used by cooks to create the grilled squid, a food giving you 10 agility for 10 minutes. The winter squid was worth about 20 silver on my server, and the grilled squid 25 silver. The Deviate fish. This can only be caught in pools in the Barrens, but it exists in both schools and as a random drop. It's used by cooks to make the savory Deviate Delight, a food that turns you into either a pirate or a ninja for 1 hour. The fish is worth about 20 silver and the food 22 silver. As for the semi-valuable fishes, the floating debris is basically a tuned down version of the floating wreckage. The rum is weaker and the iron trunk contains less valuable clothes. It can be found in any pool of water in zones ranging from level 10 to 35 or so. The raw sagefish and the greater raw sagefish are both used to create mana per 5 food. Those are 3 and 6 mana per 5 respectively. They are a budget version of the bluefish soup. Prices aren't that precise, but about 8 silver per sagefish delight. That's the 6 mana per 5. And of course less for the 3 mana per 5. If you wanna raid cheaper, go for this food. It's found in schools in freshwater, in zones about level 30. Both are caught in schools, by the way. A good place for the sagefish is Hillspread Foothills, and for the greater sagefish, it's common along the coast in Alterac Mountains. As for the worth something fishes, they're all random caught fishes, mainly from saltwater. They are used by cooks to create food, giving you 10 stamina, 10 spirit and 6 health every 5 seconds and so. The issue with these fishes is that there is simply better food giving you stronger buffs. However, these buffs are given to you instantly as soon as you eat the food. Meanwhile, a well-fed buff takes a couple of seconds to happen. The lightning eel currently has no use, but will one day be used as a turn-in item to the Argent Dawn for rep and other items. So just stock them away somewhere deep inside your bank. And hope they're fresh for when they become relevant. The prices for them might of course increase a lot when that happens. All of the worth something fishes have a value of about 5 silver per fish. Looking at a realistic gold per hour value, I'd say it ranges between 20 to 30 gold with fishing. However, if that 50% drop rate on bluefish in that lake in Fellwood is correct, and you cook the food yourself and sell it the day before raid resets, you should be looking at least 50 gold per hour. So, fishing isn't the best gold making method in the game, but I think it's decent, it's very simple, and it can be done at very low levels. In fact, it can be a very efficient gold making method at lower levels. And who knows, maybe the Ashbringer actually can be caught. I hope you found this interesting and learned something new. Like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more.